Oh, hey there. Jay Shockblast here. And yeah, what's happening? Oh man. So I decided to make this a separate video because I didn't want to complain about these two the entire time I was making the video about the open world trailer and all the characters that have been announced and stuff like that. But I would be remiss if I did not talk some more about Deadpool and Spider-Man, characters that so far are not announced and said to be never coming to Lego Marvel's Avengers. And I still have a severely hard time with it. I'm not even the biggest of Spider-Man fans, but I need to address the elephant in the room. And yeah, so there's a couple things that I really want to say about that. Okay, number one, I don't get the logic, whether it's from TT or Marvel, whoever's making the decision, whoever is deciding these two characters are not going to be in the game is making a foolish decision. Like, I'm just going to say it like it is. It's a poor decision. Whoever's responsible for it, I feel like it's a combination of the two. Both, it's foolish. That's not disrespectful because, somebody decided to try to call me disrespectful on Twitter. And I'm not going to lie, that frustrated me because if you're not smart enough to understand the difference between being disrespectful and being critical, then I just don't have time to engage such nonsense. I'm not being disrespectful, no matter how strongly worded I am. I think it is foolish to not have Deadpool in this game. He is the most popular character in all of Marvel Comics. I don't want to hear about movie agreements. This has nothing to do with movies. There are plenty of characters that are in this game that have nothing to do with the movies. And Deadpool has appeared in virtually everything that Marvel has put out, video game wise, cartoon wise. Like, he's there, he's everywhere. All right. And not only that, but these two characters are very, very important to what the Avengers are all about right now in the Marvel comic universe and all time. Spider-Man is the character of Marvel Comics. He is, with Batman and Superman, they are the three most popular comic book characters in the world, bar none, by far. Spider-Man is Marvel Comics as far as I'm concerned. He is an Avenger. They have agreements to have him in the movies now. Like, everything is there for him to be there. And I don't know, and this is where, like, I feel like maybe I'm blowing up someone's spot, okay? Like, I feel like, the way that Arthur Parsons has come out and said, address the situations, if you will, of these two not being in the game, it is maybe just PR speak. And if that's the case and I'm blowing up a spot, then, hey, what can you do? This is what happens when you kind of withhold these type of characters until the end. You're going to have people that want them and are excited for them and constantly talking about them. And in the end, it'll just confirm that, you're making the right choice and doing whatever you're doing to have them in there. I'm hoping with my heart of hearts, and I'm okay with this. I'm actually great with this. If these two characters are involved in DLC packs, okay? If there is a Deadpool core DLC and there is a Spider-Verse DLC, I am super pumped because that is a great opportunity to have your little own slice of Deadpool and your little own slice of Spider-Man, in a really awesome way where you're able to pull in, Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Gwen and Miles Morales and, Spider-Man 2099 and Iron Spider and so many other versions of Spider-Man you can pull in a Spider-Verse DLC. Like, I'm leaving out versions, all right? So you have tons of Spider-Man suits. You have a fun little, Madam Web-led, Spider-Man storyline. and everybody's happy. And then with the Deadpool, with Deadpool, you can have Gwenpool. All right, there's a Gwenpool now. You can have Lady Deadpool. You can have Deadpool the Kid. You can have, Kid Deadpool. You can have Dogpool. You can have Zombie Head Deadpool. There's so many opportunities there, and it would be so much fun. It would be so zany. Like, I think of these games as meant to be fun. So I'm not just advocating that these two characters be in the game anymore. Like, I'm actually saying leave them out of the core game and make them DLC. Make them part of the DLC packs. And that's where I'm like, hey, I'm not sitting here pretending I have any inside information, that I know that this is a thing that's happening. But that's where I kind of feel like, hey, maybe I'm just blowing up someone's spot. That, I understand that there is a process to PR. I've been involved in, the music industry for a long time. I've been involved in the video game industry for a long time in ways other than just making YouTube videos. I get it. Like, I know what a PR campaign is all about. I know what it's like to start announcing things in pieces. I totally get it. I've been to record labels, offices, some of the bigger ones, Universal, Roadrunner, TVT, which I don't think is that big, but they had Seven Dust and Snoop Dogg at the time. So, I've done some things. I've been places. I've dealt with publicists over the years. I'm not new here. Like, I'm an adult. I understand these things. But, that's also the challenge that you run into. It's how do you manage your information properly? And, when you're coming out and outright saying they will not be in the game, then, people are going to freak out, because as it stands, these are quite possibly two of, even in the current state of Marvel Comics, these are two of the most important characters in Marvel Comics now and of all time. I mean, Deadpool is getting to that level of stature. I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that Deadpool is the most popular character in Marvel Comics right now. The great thing about these two is they both have a comic book together right now. And I'm not remotely interested in buying any Marvel comic books right now, but I'll buy that one. And I think the first issue is out already, and I'm not positive. I haven't. Honestly, what Marvel's been doing in their comic books has not been for me. I have not been happy with it in general, and I have not been buying comic books because I'm all set with it. Like, it's not just this game that's frustrating me. It's Marvel Comics in general in a lot of cases. So that's why it doesn't make sense to me that, Marvel would say, hey, don't put Deadpool and Spider-Man in this game. Because if you look at any of the character, grids that are out there like this, none of the Deadpools are in there. And that borderline, there's no way somebody at Marvel Comics is saying don't put Miles Morales in this game. I don't believe that for 1 second. I believe Miles Morales is like their golden ticket right now. They are going to push him in everything that they can, and that they want him to take off and be popular. So the thing that like gets my eyebrow raised is that, there's no Miles Morales, there's nothing. They're leaving everything Spider-Man related out right now. And I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with the movies. And it has everything to do with something else. Like, there is a reason why they're saying this character is not going to be in the game. And, I mean, Spider-Gwen is as popular as it gets right now. Like, I mean, I'm not really into it, but I understand the intrigue and the allure. Like, it's a great female character, I don't know what we're waiting for, like, we're a month and a half out from the game. I'm hoping, like, honestly, TT, I'm making you so much money. Like, Deadpool Core DLC, Spider-Verse DLC. I don't know how successful your DLC campaigns are, but I would imagine it's not necessarily as successful as the actual core game. I don't know what percentage of people that buy the core game buy the DLC. I'm not expecting you to tell me, but I am telling you, these will be your most popular DLC packs. I mean, I would bank on it. I would bet it all. I would bet the house, if you will, on it happening, because it's such a great opportunity to get great characters into the game. And you know, I just I don't understand the logic at all, whether it's Marvel or TT making the decision. I don't understand how two members of the Avengers, Deadpool currently card carrying member of the Avengers. We've already gone over that. Card carrying member of the Avengers. So there's no needing to stretch it. In the past, he was just how many characters can honestly say they have been on the cover of every single comic book released in a month before? How many? One. Deadpool. There was a month where they put Deadpool on a variant cover of every single Marvel comic book. Why would Marvel not want him in this game? It does not make sense to me. It doesn't. So somewhere along the line, I feel like you're detached from your fan base. It becomes about ego. Somebody is saying we can do this without Deadpool. We can do this without Spider-Man. And you're right, you can, but listen to your fans, because I know there's a huge population of people like me that are frustrated that these two characters aren't in the game. And not everybody is going to, have the voice that I have. I'm not going to sit here and just say, oh, well, maybe next time. I can't do it. I'm saying this out of respect, not disrespect. I'm saying, why, please, this doesn't make sense. Most popular character in comic books, in Marvel Comics, maybe even all comics, he's up there with Batman. Deadpool is the man. He has a movie coming out next year. I'm trying not to use that because, quite frankly, I understand that that's not a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. But, he's still... It benefits Marvel for him to be successful in that mainstream. Because, honestly, when Ryan Reynolds has a huge movie with Deadpool... as if Deadpool's stock right now wasn't at an all-time high, it's going to explode when the movie comes out. And if you can time a Deadpool core DLC right along the lines of this movie, or this game coming out, the movie coming out, you're going to sell even more games. I don't know. There's a reason why they just recently re-released the Deadpool game. That's certainly not a thing that I expected to happen, especially considering High Moon is doing Call of Duty stuff these days. But, it would just be bad form. You got to have these guys in the game. Again, there has to be variations of Spider-Man in this game. There will be. There's no doubt in my mind. There has to be. They're not going to leave all the Spider-Man out of this game. There's no way. I just don't buy it. So yeah, I just need to get this out there. And then the next time there's a huge information dump, if these two aren't involved in it, I'm going to bring it up then. And I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to be a thorn in the side. And it's not meant as disrespect. It's not meant as being negative. It's meant as these are things that I and a lot of other people want to see. It's really and truly, I feel like it's disrespectful to the fans to not have these characters in the game. And again, I don't care who's making the decision. If it's legitimately, when all is said and done, if they're in the game, whatever, I'll feel like I accomplished something, even though it'll have had nothing to do with my ranting and raving. But these are characters that people want to see. And I think the worst part about Deadpool in this game is that he's like the last character you unlock. So you barely even get to actually use him in the game, unless you saved all the open world stuff or all the the free roam levels until after you unlocked all the characters, which kind of unlikely. But I just, you need this character. Honestly, there's so much fun about him. I'm not saying make him a central figure of the game, but I don't know. I'm just going on and on at this point. I think you guys get the point. and later. Let's make it happen, guys.